beautiful souls. Welcome to CosmoMuse Tarot and my regular Friday reading. I am sort of experimenting with tiptoeing a bit away from my yes/no. We'll see how that goes. So you could still bring a yes/no question here and see if the guidance that comes through in essence might give you some clues to that. Maybe not an outright yes/no, but might give you a good take on things. But in general, this reading is meant to bring guidance to something on your mind, something in your heart, a question you are holding in your energy right now, and just some general guidance to something on your mind. So I was sort of called to magenta for some reason. I only had 2 magentas, so I also have one just pink colored stone. So there is an agate slice for pile 1 with a bit of a magenta dye. Pile 2, I have no idea what stone this is, but definitely kind of dyed magenta with a carving on it, sort of like flower carving on it. And then we have a rose quartz point for pile 3. So just before you pause to fill into these 3 piles, get clear about what it is, what issue you're bringing to this reading, what question, it doesn't have to be like a fully formed question, but what it is on your mind that you're wanting insight or guidance around. Just be clear about what that is, what you're seeking guidance around before you choose your pile. So once you have that in mind, you can pause, get clear about what you need guidance around, and then feel into which pile is drawing you in as you hold that. The energy of your the guidance you want. And then just see which pile is drawing you in as you hold that already. And for sure, if you have more than one thing you want guidance around, you can pick different piles for each of those. Okay, I will see you guys in your readings. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to CosmoMuse Tarot and to pile 1's insight or guidance around sort of a question or something on your mind. So to start, we are going to get 1 card from this. It's like a combo of tarot and oracle deck, the Mike Wilcox Tarot and Oracle, to sort of see the main theme of the guidance wanting to come through. And then we have Sagittarius. Beautiful. Okay, and I am I'm really enjoying this deck creator's interpretations. Even though I know plenty about Sagittarius, I'm enjoying the perspective that this creator has. So I'm just going to look up kind of the main things that are brought up for this. So fire, optimism, trust, independence, generosity, intelligence, wisdom. Sagittarius calls us to seek knowledge and wisdom in all situations. The more we learn, the more we can trust ourselves to handle things. Thus, the more independence we create. Allow yourself to indulge in learning about things that interest you. Learn everything you can. Just a few minutes a day will add up to a vast wealth of knowledge before you know it. The thirst for knowledge in any area will lead you down many interesting roads and often somewhere fortuitous and unexpected. Wherever there is learning and study, there is life, excitement, and enthusiasm. This positive energy carries over to the rest of our lives. There will always be more to learn, and with great knowledge comes more freedom and independence. So, in general, there is some guidance coming through to open your mind, to seek perspectives other than yours, to learn or look into different kind of wisdom systems and philosophies in life, and to push the boundaries of how you're thinking about the thing you're wanting insight into right now. There's something that can really alter your perspective, and you're being encouraged to really push the bounds of how you're thinking right now. Yeah, okay, so let's get a couple of tarot cards to go with this. This wants to come out, Queen of Swords. The Lovers. Get one more. Oops. And Ace of Wands. Okay. So, okay, Queen of Swords, the Lovers, and Ace of Wands. I mean, there's behind potentially like an austere centering in things at the moment as you wrap your head. So the Queen of Swords here is sort of indicating you may be trying to wrap your head around something in a very sort of fair, balanced, discerning way, sort of weighing and measuring things, using reason and logic to decipher things and find the right harmonies and balances in certain things. And it can be a little bit of a cool energy. And I think this is where, even though this indicates sort of like a nourished mind and a strong mind, there's still something that's kind of strict. And I think that's what Sagittarius is referring to. It's like, even though there's like a really, there's a strong intelligence, there's a strong balance and beautiful reasoning abilities you may have in terms of what is on your mind or what you're seeking guidance around. Spirit is saying you can push the boundaries of where you currently feel you're at. Even though you're at a great place in terms of logic and reason, it's like you need to shake things up a little bit, get a little wild, ask some questions that completely might alter how you're thinking, that might even sort of disturb the way you're thinking a little bit. But there's like, I feel this energy of like something's frozen. And even though like, you know, when you look at patterns in ice and frozen things, there's a lot of beauty and solidity in that. But it's also static. It's also like not growing. And this is saying it's like time to seek more, seek different, seek very different perspective on this, to really shake something up, to make it a little more exciting. That's what I'm feeling. It's like you need to get in touch with a more exciting energy in the way you're thinking about something. Yes, you have some very good sound reasoning and logic, but if you want the best out of this, you need to get a little wild here and really seek some very different understandings, ask some really interesting questions that move you out of your comfort zone. I feel like Lovers and the Ace of Wands are what would be the result of doing that. This is sort of like what you could look forward to if you can kind of break out of a little bit of a rigidness into exploring things a little more dynamically, is you would find like the right higher perspective and tap into a much, like you would find your higher self much more deeply. And specifically, if you are looking for some kind of power or some kind of idea or fresh start in something, this would bring that. This would bring a new fresh passion, a new idea, a new clarity in your passion by doing this. So yeah, I generally feel this energy of like explore, shake things up, push your boundaries, and it will pay off a lot. You'll really tap into a much higher sense of where you are currently, and some new passion and new powerful energy coming in with that. Okay, let's get a Season of the Witch card for, this is a timeless reading, so it doesn't matter what season you come here, but I'm using it for the season I'm in. So it's a Litha, which is sort of high summer. And we've got Sunset Dinner coming through here. And I'm going to read from the guidebook for this. It says, an invitation awaits you. Yell to the stars that you are ready to go. Ooh, that gives some context to that Sagittarius. I think it's like, whatever you are seeking guidance on, I think like talking to, like bringing this thing up, whatever you're wanting insight around, like bringing this up to either someone that is good at like bouncing ideas off of you, or if you're at like a group scenario and people are discussing things that are interesting, like bring it up and see what kind of charge and perspectives come of that. Like don't be scared of a little bit of debate and a little bit of jovial arguing, not heated arguing, but kind of, sometimes that friction of debate and arguing can really push us to open our minds in cool ways. And then keywords: an invitation, a seat at the table, leveling up. You have been invited to the party and are about to receive your seat at the table. Your hard work is paying off, and the people who matter have noticed. Are you ready to shoot your shot? Sagittarius is the archer. Shoot your shot. So that's another message coming through that might be really specific for some of you. When you feel like you have a perspective that's a little pushed beyond where you are right now, it's like shoot that shot, if that makes sense for you. A new opportunity can come at any moment, and you don't want to miss your chance to join the club. Do what you can to feel more confident and secure in the goals you are chasing. Get that pitch together, dress for success, and study or undertake research or anything else that is required to make you feel prepared. And I think in this case, it's opening your perspectives, asking questions, pushing how you're perceiving something right now. A second meaning of this card is the need to spend time with people who can lift you up. They say you are the same as the 6 people you spend the most time with, which is perfectly fine if those people represent where you want to go in life. However, if you're finding you are frustrated, disappointed, or generally annoyed with the way your current circle of people are behaving, then it might be time to find people who will push you out of your comfort zone and inspire you to be great. So that could be specific for some people, is like, with Sagittarius, what are you aiming for in life? And do the people you surround yourself with add to that, push you in that, have something to offer in that regard that sort of not necessarily creates a sense of competition, but brings a sense of like, they inspire you to push yourself in whatever you are trying to do or be into, like another way of seeing this Queen of Swords is like by surrounding yourself with people more aligned with where you're trying to go or what you're trying to do in relation to this question could help you further and further get toward a Queen of Swords archetype, which is a very strong, clear, reasoned, fair, and nourished mind. Yeah, very interesting. Okay, so let's get an Earth Alchemy Oracle to end this. Grandmother Moonstone, cycles of change, illuminating boundaries and new beginnings. Yeah, so for some of you, this may be highlighting like a need to be open to kind of like a different chapter of life that pushes you beyond where you are right now, that puts you around perspectives that broaden your horizons, that bring new opportunities, that connect you to your higher self, that help you to more fully own and center in your capacity to be a Queen of Swords. Yeah, so really cool. All right, I hope that brought the insight you were looking for, or some kind of guidance that made sense for the insight and guidance you were looking for. And yeah, if so, I always appreciate support, likes, shares, subscribes. Always grateful for kind and thoughtful comments as well. And I wish you all the best with whatever guidance you are seeking, with whatever's on your mind. And I will see you in future readings. Hello, beautiful pile 2. My heartstone with flower carving pile. I love that combo. So jumping in, we are going to get some guidance and advice for something on your mind, something you're looking for guidance in, potentially helping you to clarify. I'm not going to give a yes, no, but it might, give you some signs of that yes, no with different things that come through here. Okay, so we are going to start with a card from the Mike Wilcox Tarot and Oracle. I'm really loving reading from the guidebook for this Oracle because I really love, even though a lot of the things that might come out I could, give you my own interpretations and associations with. I'm really enjoying the perspective that this creator has, and yeah, so I'm gonna tap into the book for this first card. Feeling this one, Virgo, which is my own sign, so of course I could say a lot about that one. Okay, but let's see what the book says. Let's see. Okay. Energetic, meaning, earth, structure, sensitivity, tenderness, tenacity, resilience, humbleness, charity, analytical, independence, hardworking. Virgo calls us to restore order to our internal and external worlds. The energy of Virgo is often the voice that lets us know when something is out of place, and it does so from a place of benevolence and thoughtfulness for others. It is a humbling and practical energy, wanting only for optimal health and more love in all aspects of our lives. There is great strength in creating simplicity and efficiency in our complex lives. In finding ways of doing things efficiently, you grant yourself more peace and more freedom to spend time doing things that you love and more time with the people that you love. This can be as simple as planning, scheduling, and getting your priorities in order. Things happen in divine timing. Part of that process is getting things in order so that you are aligned in a way that they can work out the way you want. Beautiful. So some kind of message, guidance coming through about maybe it's time to organize something or to find systems or rituals or rhythms. Virgo really wants us to know what our priorities are, to find a certain productive energy based on those priorities so that we feel connected to a sense of purpose in life because we're doing what we love, we're doing what feels right to us, that feels aligned to us in a very authentic, clear way. In Virgo's organizing tendencies, there is a lot of rhythmic energy. Virgo is not, even though one of the keywords in this book was structure, I feel structure belongs to Capricorn, and Virgo is more systems. Systems and cycles and processes are much more malleable, much more fluid, and much more rhythmic. So just as we go through seasons throughout the year or throughout our lives, when we organize things in systems, we can change with those changing days, those changing seasons. We can slowly rework our priorities, slowly rework how things are ordered, slowly rework what, notice what is, things work until they don't work, right? Just because something's working today doesn't mean it's going to work tomorrow, and Virgo's really good at that. So there may be something here saying, like, looking at that, like what's no longer working, what needs a tweak, what needs a new rhythm, what needs to be looked at in terms of what you're prioritizing in life right now, and how is that aligned to what feels good to you? How is that aligned to you feeling like you're living a sense of rhythmic purpose in your day-to-day life? What are your priorities? How are they organized? How might those things be shifting for you? So let's get some tarot cards to go further into things here. So it could be as simple as like some organization is needed, or it could be a little bit more complex in terms of like, what's no longer working? How are you connected to your priorities? What kinds of shifts need to come in? What kinds of rhythms need tweaking? Okay. We've got 4 of Swords. We've got 6 of Pentacles. Definitely like some stillness being called in. And receptivity being called in, which I have things to say about that in 6 of Wands. Okay, this gives me a whole new bent on what I might say about Virgo. If what I said earlier resonates for you, hold on to that. If it didn't, you may be getting the message you need now. Virgo is also a service sign. It wants to feel helpful. It wants to feel useful. Because it is a highly productive sign, it's also a highly abundant sign. And because it has, tends to reap great harvests, it is Virgo season is our harvest season. Usually this energy contains more than we need. And so there's this generosity of spirit in Virgo, a really giving sense of like, my cup runneth over, so I can afford to be giving. But in the tarot cards that came out, we're seeing this need for a break and this need to receive. So like in your own season, you may be like in a winter of productivity. And while internally some things may be organizing, you may be processing a lot of things internally about like, what are my priorities? What do I want to be productive in? How do I connect to my lifestyle and sense of wellness and work? It's like, this is showing like some meditative energy here. So there is a call to open up into receptivity, to allow that like other signs in opposite seasons of you can have harvests at opposite times than when you have harvests. And it's okay to receive from others when their cup runneth over. You don't always have to be the one in that position. You don't always have to be the one that's giving and serving and offering and helping. And, when that gets overdone, being taken advantage of. It's now time to receive and relax. Virgo will always be working, but I think that working is like an internal process right now. It's like you're in dream space with Virgo of like, what am I dreaming about that I want productivity around? What am I dreaming about my purpose to be? What am I dreaming about putting some organization and ritual and rhythm into? And what do I need to let go of? It's sort of like this sorting process in dream time of like, what am I no longer feeling connected to, and how can I kind of decompress from those things and find a way to be less attached to those things and let them go, and what's coming in when I make that space. And so there's like a lot of more dream energy, which is interesting because this Virgo does feel a little bit like dream spacey to me. So I feel like there's like a lot of inner Virgo work going on, and externally it's like it is time to receive from others. Others are also capable of pulling in harvests and being productive and serving and giving and being helpful. And so like allow them to do that for you. Connect to like how good it feels to you to be of service to others, and that you need to not hoard that. You need to allow other people to feel good by doing the same, and that it's okay for you to be on the receiving end of that. This is showing that if you can get into that mindset, allow yourself to rest a little and receive a little, some kind of win, some kind of victory will come through for you. I don't really know what that means because this is sort of telling you not to be like active out in the world, and this is sort of like an out in the world success type of energy. I don't know, it might just be like when you're able to relax and receive, you're able to also receive the way other people find you to be victorious, find you to shine. When we're in our active Virgo energy, it's a very humble energy. It doesn't really love praise. It's like, that's for, people who have egos. Like, I'm more interested in like getting things done. Like, I don't need time to be celebrated. I need time to like make things happen, right? And this is saying that like in that sitting back and resting and receiving, you may also need to allow yourself to be seen more and celebrated more. I think that's what this is. Like you do so much for others and you give so much to the world, and you don't really often take time, and you don't have to be a Virgo. Everybody has every single zodiac sign in their chart. So wherever Virgo sits in your chart, it's talking about that. So if you know your astrology chart, you could even like pinpoint this, like, oh, Virgo's in my seventh house of relationships, and so I need to receive from my relationships, and I need to be celebrated by my partners in life. That's just one example. We have 12 houses, so 12 categories that could come in. But there is something like, as you relax and as you receive, also allow yourself to be celebrated, because I think it's due. So yeah. All right, let's get a Season of the Witch card. Even though this is a timeless reading, so you could be here at a very different season from when I'm reading this, I am using the Season of the Witch deck that correlates to the season I'm currently experiencing, which is high summer. So it's Season of the Witch, the Litha edition. And we've got Sun Salutation. All right, so I'm gonna use the guidebook for this wherever I put that. Here it is. So underneath the card, it says, praise the temple that carries your spirit. Support is needed. Yep. Okay, so 38. Keywords: wellness and supporting your body. Receiving this card as an immediate call to make self-care a priority. Yeah, you need rest and relaxation, especially if you have experienced struggles in manifesting more abundance or love into your life. It may not seem as though health and wellness have anything to do with your other goals, but consider that you would not have a way to experience wealth, joy, love, or material possessions without your physical body. It is your soul's home and how you take in the world around you. Without vitality, it can become much more difficult to show up for the things money affords you. How can you enjoy travel, cars, houses, or parties if you don't have the physical strength or energy, or enjoy time with loved ones if your mind is foggy and tired? Often a healthy body results in a healthy brain, unlocking creative ideas and making it easier to problem solve and stimulate emotional wellness. You will find the solution or answer to your question with greater ease after making time for proper rest and better nutrition and taking a break. I love that. I mean, it's so perfect. There's no need to look a certain way or attempt to mold yourself to unrealistic beauty standards. All that's required is finding ways to support your body to facilitate a feeling of vitality, energy, and strength. This will be different for different people, so listen to your body and let it guide you to what feels best. Beautiful. So yeah, I mean, just a lot of confirmation coming through here, but adding the context of that, like, your body specifically does need rest. Yeah, okay. So to end this, let's get a message from the Earth Alchemy Oracle. This one wants to come through. Fuchsia and feldspar. I love that. I mean, I called this color magenta, but it could also be sort of a fuchsia as well. Okay, it says inner child, innocence, self-awareness. I do think there's something about giving yourself a little bit of R&R, rest and relaxation, a little rejuvenation, a little play and fun. That this is saying, like, tap especially maybe into that play and fun. How can you slack off a little? How can you go and enjoy whatever season you see this in? For me, it's summer. So like, if this were my reading, I would be like, what kind of summer activities sound fun to me right now that would really lighten up my days, that would infuse my life with a little bit of joy and a little bit of ease and a little bit of, you know, excitement and yeah, just, you know, a little summer fun. And in that, and whatever you can find that brings sort of like an innocence out of you and kind of a playfulness out of you, how is that reconnecting you in a way that's really needed to your inner child, which holds a lot of trust and intuition, or a lot of connection to your higher self and a lot of connection to your essence. So yeah, part of what you will receive by kind of allowing that R&R and a little bit of fun is like a deeper connection to, yeah, inner knowings, intuition, that kind of stuff, and just like an innocence that's beautiful. All right, I hope this brought some guidance that was useful and helpful. Speaking of Virgo, if so, I always appreciate support with likes, shares, subscribes. Always grateful for kind and thoughtful comments as well. And yeah, I wish you a beautiful day and luck with whatever is on your mind that you're seeking guidance in. And I hope to see you in future readings. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome to your insight and guidance for something on your mind, a question you're holding, or just something in general you're looking for guidance on. We are going to start by pulling a card from this Mike Wilcox Tarot and Oracle deck. And I'm really enjoying reading from the guidebook for this. I love the creator's perspectives and the way they phrase certain things and illuminate certain things. So even though most of the cards in this deck I could give my own associations with, I am going to tap into the book for this a little bit. So let's see, your first card here, we've got the spider web, which this just came out in the last reading that I did. Yeah, so I do know a little bit about this, but we'll revisit it anyway. Okay, let's see. I have to find the page real quick. XXX is the card. Okay, I think I'm close. Here we go. Energetic meaning, allure, entrapment, entanglement, held back. The spider web comes to illuminate where and what might be holding us back from feeling or doing our best. The strands of the web can be made of words, notions, ideas, or beliefs. Examine the reasons that make you feel stuck in some area. These can be situations, ideas surrounding you, or just negative beliefs about yourself that hold you back. Reflect on whether or not those things are really true. Sometimes we trap ourselves. Sometimes we feel trapped by others. Sometimes we are the ones who have created a trap for someone else. A trap can be any scenario where someone is not set up for success. It takes careful examination to see what's what. Sometimes we hold others responsible when it is ourselves who have created the limitation. If that's the case, escaping will only lead you back to the same trap you escaped from. If you feel stuck by ideas others have imposed upon you, the responsibility still comes back to yourself, for you are the one believing in it. Think of each negative thought as one strand in the web and challenge them with thoughts of positive affirmation and truth. Cut the cords one by one until you are free. And remember, these things are sticky, so it might be an ongoing challenge. Mantra for you: I free myself from any negative ties that hold me back from doing my highest good. So the heart of this sort of feels like, where are you feeling held back in relation to something you've, some insight you're looking for, or a question you've brought here. So let's get a few tarot cards to see if we can get some more specific context into maybe ways in which you are being held back or holding yourself back when it comes to what's going on here. I think timing, part of this is not in your control. A phase you've been in, maybe some karma you've been dealing with. I know the spider web, the interpretation put a lot of power over this, like not being set up to succeed on like traps that either you or others create. But in this context, it's like something about the time that you've been in has something to do with it. So it's a little bit out of like, if it were someone else that were laying traps or, trapping you, there's ways to take your power back. And if it's you doing it to yourself, there's ways to like see through how you're sabotaging yourself. But there's something here that's a little bit out of your control. There's something here about timing, which to me makes me think that there's maybe lessons you've been learning about trapping and entrapment in general. Or just like, it could even be that like you feel really ready to move towards something or to do something else in life, but the time isn't right quite yet, and so you've felt trapped. It could be more simple like that too. Okay, let's get a couple more tarot cards. This one wants to come out, Two of Cups. So for some people, this could be about relationships. For other, it could just be about like really understanding like your soul calling, what your soul wants, unity within yourself. And last tarot, Two of Pentacles. Oh, I know what this is. I think the timing has had you needing to hold like the priorities in your life because of the time you've been in, certain like star alignments, like what's been in your stars has required you to prioritize things that were more external, like career or needing certain, like working to have certain resources to support a family or career ambitions, or just like these more externally focused things have been like not necessarily burdens on your shoulder, but things that have in the timing of things been important in your life and have had you prioritizing certain things over more personal territory of deep inner work and soulfulness and relationships and tending to emotion and like personal creativity that isn't for like outward show, right? Just doing like a little bit more of this like soul territory stuff. It's like the timing and your stars have called for you to be more externally focused and prioritizing maybe especially some financial things. But I feel like this is indicating like a shift in timing is coming, or the thing you're asking about is going to require a shift in timing. But there is a timing element here. I don't know why I can't see. It's weird because even though this is indicating there's a timing element, I'm not getting an indication that like a shift in timing is coming. It's more to me explaining like why things are a certain way has to do with timing. Like why sort of inner, it could be flipped for you too. Maybe you are wanting to prioritize external stuff, but something keeps pulling you inward to do like, deep inner work and soul work and relational work. And you'd like to do more outer world things. So it could be either, whichever scenario fits for you. So what my question is timing shifting soon? Or is this just kind of giving you a blanket, like the reason why things are a certain way is because of the timing right now? How are we going to get that answer? Well, let's see what happens when I do a confirmation card under the Wheel of Fortune. Eight of Swords, feeling trapped. Entanglement, trapped. Yeah, I don't know that the timing is going to change right away. I feel like this is saying it's just a timing thing, and this is the time you're in. So I guess the question that we need then is how can you use this timing more, like find a deeper alignment with the timing. The Eight of Swords does tend to indicate that, a lot of times on the Eight of Swords card, there will be like a bird in a cage, but the door is open and it just doesn't realize it. So there's like your mind's own sort of beliefs and narratives are trapping you, but it's not always the reality. This is so interesting. I feel stuck in that spider web. I'm like, there's something I'm not quite getting yet, and I can't figure out how to get this reading out of the spider web outside of the Eight of Swords. Okay, what am I not seeing for you guys? So, even though you are in some kind of timing and that feels trapped to you, it feels like it's trapping you into priorities where you'd rather have other you'd rather focus on other priorities. Is that an illusion, right? Like maybe you're perceiving, or there's something about timing that you believe you're supposed to focus on either external or internal, and you don't know how to get to the other, and you want to, but you believe you're trapped by, the moment of things, but it's not real. I think that's what it is. It's like your sense of the Wheel of Fortune might be an illusion. Not necessarily an illusion, but a limited view of things. Like you have more control over deciding your priorities than you perceive, due to just circumstances, right? Just the way the stars are aligning in your life, you perceive that you have to have certain priorities, but I think that's a limited belief. So what is the belief you need to find to help you break free and in a more free sense, choose your priorities, which may land you back where you are, but in a way where you're then there because you feel like you chose it, right? Rather than it's like forced on you. Okay, so how can you open up that you have more control over the situation and more choice here? The Moon. Yeah, there are definitely illusions here, and the Ace of Cups. Okay. This is such an interesting reading. I did not do this many cards for the others. There's confusion, there's illusion. But the reality is that if you stop looking at what you perceive in your world, in the external world, and look more at your heart, you'll see the clarity of your ability to have choice, ability to have more freedom to decide your priorities right now, or how things are working out right now. It's like by gauging things based on time and external circumstances, nothing can be clear. But if you really go deep in your heart, you'll find kind of like the energy and the power and the capacity to hold a lot more, to change a lot more, to find more alignment and beauty in life. But it's sort of like you really need to come from this internal compass rather than trying to like understand the external world so much, because there are some interesting illusions there, and I think that's probably different for each of you. I'm not going to try and decipher what that is. Okay, let's get you a Season of the Witch card. So this is a timeless reading. You could be here at any season of the year, but I am using the Season of the Witch, the Litha edition, which is high summer, because that is the season I am currently in. But it doesn't matter. You could be at a totally different season. Okay, let's see what comes out. Wand making. Okay, let's see what this card says. Almost there. Hold on. Okay. With a flick of focus, you will come to see a vision realized. Keywords: creation, directing energy, manifestation. A wand is a ritualistic tool that is used to direct energy and also to summon energy, angels, and deities. It's a way to connect with your desired outcome, opening a channel of manifestation from the spirit realm to you on earth. This is a card of vision and focus on your desires. When it appears, you may be looking ahead to your future, beginning to craft a clear understanding of what you want your life to look like in the coming days, months, and even years. Receiving this card is your encouragement to hold the vision and direct all of your energy toward these goals, but keep your mind and eyes open. As you focus your intention on manifesting your dreams, you'll find that the right opportunities and people will connect with your energy, offering exactly what you need to get ahead. The last meaning of this card is that you are creating a stable position for yourself. The foundations are being laid for what will likely be a great success. Your confidence is growing, and with it, your momentum. Keep up the good work with your dreams front and center. Yeah, so this is saying, connecting into what I felt with this Ace of Cups card, that it's like you actually can manifest, you actually can change your reality, you actually can bring something into fruition. But if you're trying to do that through like getting feedback and response from the external world, it's like can never quite get that intention clear or get that target right. But if you're coming really purely from your heart, there's so much power there. There's so much potential there. So it's like really getting quiet and still within and communicating with your heart and coming from a completely internal, personal space with regards to what you're looking for guidance around, because you do have a lot of power here, but you deplete that and you find illusions if you give some of that power to external forces. Yeah, very interesting. Okay, let's get you a last card from the Earth Alchemy Oracle. We've got Amber and Dawn Redwood, Rewild. Druid, Treekeeper, perception versus reality, which would definitely reflect that like Moon versus Ace of Cups that came out. Like perception of things when you're focused on trying to get feedback and external validation or information or approval or whatever it is like perceptually a little bit distorted and entrapping and will hold you back. But if you can come from your heart's reality, from what feels real to you and true to you and aligned to your soul and your heart, it's like there's so much power there to really get in touch with life source and manifesting power and just knowings and a sense of like life being more alive versus trapped, like the Eight of Swords says, like more wild, more interesting, more sense of potential, more sense of sensuality, more sense of what else here, like magic in life. Versus like if you're giving too much of your power away to input from external stimulus or sources, it's like perception distortion and entrapment happening for some reason. Yeah, so like really be connected to yourself and your own heart, and it will really powerfully clear obstacles, clear the way, help you manifest things, help you to see bigger pictures, see bigger openings and clearings and opportunities, and capacity for having your own intentions and dreaming your life into being the way you want it, that kind of thing. You have a lot more power than you think right now. Okay, that is where I'm going to leave you guys. I hope this brought insight or guidance to whatever sort of thing you brought here, or question or thing on your mind that you brought here. And if so, I always appreciate support. Easy ways to do that are likes, shares, and subscribes. Always grateful for kind and thoughtful comments as well. And I wish you well with whatever is on your mind and whatever guidance you did get from this. All right, see you guys.